What's up, y'all? It's Captain Panfred Nudo reporting to you from the Between the Bricks YouTube channel with some intel from Echo Base here on Hoth. It seems there are some two-legged Imperial walkers walking about up there and terrorizing all of our rebel troopers. So I think it's time we deliver you guys some intel on this particular walker. Thank you to LEGO for sending us this particular set, the Hoth ATST for review. Really appreciate sending this really cool set, and I can't wait to show you all the fun things about this set. So with that, let's go ahead and take a look at this awesome set. The Hoth ATST does come with 3 minifigures, the first of which is one of our protagonist, Chewbacca, which is a really beautifully detailed torso piece that goes on top of a standard brown torso. You just put it right on top of the neck and onto the torso. Fits nice and snug. The detail on here with the bandolier and the silver on the bandolier looks really nice. I do love that you can clearly see his face on there, his eyes and his mouth and nose, despite having all of the textured part of his fur or hair all over that. So really nice. And of course, throughout the print, you can see some snow as he is on Hoth on this particular, the snow-covered planet of Hoth. So what's really nice with this is on his feet, on his legs even, and on the actual torso piece, you can see some snow in his fur. So really nice detail that we do get that snow on his fur because, of course, he is on Hoth. It's very inevitable that he's going to get some snow. It does also have a bowcaster, so he does have his blaster there, which does shoot a stud. So, and it's surprisingly pretty far too. So really nice that they do include a stud shooting bowcaster for our protagonist Chewbacca. The next minifigure that is included is another protagonist, another rebel trooper to accompany Chewbacca against the fight against this Hoth ATST. The vest on the torso piece is a very familiar Hoth Echo Base vest. It's kind of familiar to what you could potentially see on a Leia, a Hoth Leia, but it is also just common amongst rebel troopers on Echo Base on Hoth. Has the white arm pieces, gray gloves, which is really nice, but the comm pad or greebly there on the upper right chest of the torso is very detailed and really nice. It does have it just standard white legs, but it does have a really nice backpack that is included with our minifigure. It also has this really nice helmet in which the goggles that I have placed on the top of the helmet can either be placed on top of the helmet or in front of the eyes of our minifigure. So you can just take that off very simply and put it on either part of the helmet, whether resting on the brim of the helmet or actually put in its rightful place in front of the eyes of our Hoth rebel troopers. So really nice. And of course, we have 2 prints on the back of the, or 2 prints on the head of the minifigure. I'm sorry. A kind of more battle-hardened face and a smiling face when they're not faced with an ATST here on Hoth. The next minifigure that is included with the set is the actual ATST driver. He does don his typical white flight suit with a little bit of gray on the pants. His Imperial standard issue belt with a couple of pouches on there printed on the torso there, so that's really nice. Then the belt is also printed on the back of the minifig. What I really enjoyed about this particular minifig, though, is probably its helmet. Now, it's interesting that the goggles of the helmet are just printed on as opposed to the goggles on the Rebel Trooper, which you can actually take off. But the print on the actual helmet actually looks pretty nice. It doesn't make it super bulky either. The strap of the helmet is printed onto the head of the ATST driver, in which you have two faces, a more battle hardened in the thick of battle face, and of course, just a resting kind of smug face for ATST driver. The Hoth ATST does have probably one of my favorite little builds when it comes to Star Wars sets. It does have this probe droid, this probe Viper droid, an Imperial droid that we've seen in a larger format in kind of a UC-esque kind of collector 18 plus set. But we do get this scaled down to the size that is comparable to a minifigure. And was a very enjoyable and charming build. I know it's supposed to be a spy for the Imperial Army, but it was a really simple build that ends up looking like a really awesome probe droid. It's probably one of the little builds. It's probably a build that actually steals the show in my book. I love all the little greeblies on the head, the antenna. Each of the little arms were more enjoyable to build than the little arm or the big arms on the larger probe droid. And I just simply enjoyed the look of this in a smaller and more charming scale that is more comparable to a minifigure. So I'm really glad they included this particular probe droid build in the set along with the really cool ATST. The ATST has a couple of really cool play features, the first of which is a knob that you turn on the back of its base, which helps you turn its head from side to side. So that's really nice. On the back of the head, there are two triggers for the spring loaded shooters, which do launch red missiles, which is pretty accurate to the source material. So it's pretty hidden into the head. So it's really nice that you do have those missiles and they're protruding and taking away from the set. We do have a turret in the front, which gives it the illusion that these laser shots are coming out of that turret, which moves up and down, and it's really really nice, and I do appreciate that. We also have some turrets on the either side of the head of our ATST, which makes for some really great detail. And I do like that each of the turrets are different on either side of the head, thus making it pretty close to the source material. You can open up the top canopy from a traditional way that we typically see in the films. So a small top canopy, so you can have your ATST driver kind of peeking out of the top. But the main way to put them on to the into the actual ATST is through the larger opening, so that you can fit the ATST driver in a spot. What's really nice is it does come with a spot to clip in its accessories, the Minox, and of course his blaster. And inside, you do have a printed console, so it's really nice that he can control the ATST, and it's really really simple to take the minifigure in and out, and he fits nice and neat, sitting in the sitting position when you do close the larger and the smaller canopy. So it's really, really cool that he fits in there nice and easy. It's not going to take some configuration just to actually fit your ATST driver into the all terrain scout transport. So, really awesome. I do like the overall design of the ATSD. Now, it's pretty similar to what you would see or what you have seen maybe out of the ATST Raider, the first set to come out of The Mandalorian. So, if you built that, the legs are going to seem very familiar to you. A lot of Technic pieces, Technic pins, making it nice and sturdy. So, even in its upright standing position, it's very hard to knock over. It could be on a desk or bookshelf or what have you on display, and even if you bump that desk or bookshelf, this thing is not going to fall over. It's nice and balanced, where the head, of course, being making it super top heavy, kind of gives it its balance, and of course, is the good position to look down at the ground and look at its enemies. So I do love the design of this. Very simple, looking, but in its build with all the Technic is nice and balanced. So, really amazing build, standing at about give or take 9 inches or so. And so it's definitely nice in comparison to, let's say, your UCS AT-AT if you have one of those. A nice companion. This makes for a really nice companion to your UCS AT-AT in a Hoth mock or a Hoth build, and is the appropriate size compared to that and compared to minifigures. And of course, compared to any snow speeders that you have to put in your build. So I really enjoy this, screen accurate ATSC, despite it not having as much screen time really in the actual film. It's really nice that Lego has made a Hoth ATST compared to the ATST that we see a lot in Return of the Jedi on a lot of the Forest Moon of Endor scenes. Well, Rebels, I hope that this intel really helps you in the fight against the Imperial troops attacking Echo Base here on Hoth. All in all, I think I'm pretty impressed with this set. The ATST is pretty accurate against the source material out of Empire Strikes Back, as opposed to what we see a lot of in the Forest Moon of Endor in Return of the Jedi. I do love this really cool swiveling feature, um, which is uh, which is the same as what you'd see out of the ATST Raider, but it makes for a really fun play when you're not physically moving its head like this, but you're using the knob behind. So, with the minifigures included, with the really charming uh, Viper droid, the probe droid build that it comes with, I think that it comes at a pretty fair price point. Of course, people will complain it's a whole lot of gray, but it's Star Wars. All those ships and droids are all gray. And although it's not as colorful as the ATST Raider, it is definitely going to make for a great companion to your AT-AT, and make for a complete piece in your Hoth battle. So definitely would recommend picking up this really awesome set. If not for the ATSC itself, the really charming probe droid and the really cool Chewbacca figure that does have some snow in its fur. So once again, thank you so much for joining us here on the Between the Bricks YouTube channel. If you did enjoy this video, make sure to go ahead and subscribe to the channel and click that notification bell so that you can get notified each time the Between the Bricks YouTube channel does release a really fun and awesome video for you guys. Also, make sure to like and comment what you really liked about this particular set. I'd love to hear what you guys think about what I enjoyed or what you enjoyed in building this set. If you do want to see me build sets like this live on stream, you can definitely go ahead and follow me at twitch.tv/panfrednudo every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday night. I'm typically building Lego sets live on stream for you guys to build vicariously through me. So again, thank you so much for joining us on this video. Hope you enjoyed this Rebel intel about the Imperial troops attacking Echo Base, and we'll see you on the next one. May the Force be with you.